What up, what up? It's Garage Gym Homie. Today, I'm talking about my experience in LA County Jail with a racial riot. And is it worth it? Before I get into this here, please click the subscribe button. I got content coming out every day for you now. From supplement reviews, health food reviews, gizmos, gadgets, goodies, all sorts of good finds for you fine folks out there. So click subscribe and let's get into this, man. I just wanted to make a video about this event that happened because, you know, I haven't made a video in a minute about events in my life. And I've been through racial riots in Los Angeles County Jail. I'm lucky I've never been through a riot in state prison, but you know, I wanted to make a point of you know, talking about my past and some of the experience I've been through. This was probably the single most scariest experience that I've probably survived. Maybe one of them. It's up there. It's up there. So I've been in LA County Jail several times, from the old county to the Twin Towers, all over that place. Many times. I've given almost probably 4 years of my life, I'd say, over 3 years, 3.5 years close to jails and prisons. And a lot of that was spent in LA County Jail, which is by far the worst place I've ever been. I think that probably the worst jail in the country. I can't imagine anywhere worse than that. It's racially segregated. Basically, everyone's together, but you associate with your own race. So the whites are with the whites, the Hispanics are associated with the Hispanics, the blacks with the blacks, the others with the blacks, and a whole new set of rules and politics that I had to learn. So I was just sitting back thinking about that event, and I remember, you know, I had gone to LA County Jail, and I was in a dorm in the old county jail, MCJ it's called, Men's County Jail. I was in a dorm with about probably 250 people in that dorm, and my bunkie had snuck in. I guess sometimes people know they're going to jail. He snuck in crystal meth and through his behind. And so he was selling crystal meth in the jail, in the dorm, to everybody. My bunkie was a white boy, selling it to anyone who wanted it. Hispanics, Hispanics and whites kind of got along. Black people were kind of like on their own, and it was crazy. So what happened was, a lot of the dorm was getting high on crystal meth. These people had been up for days straight, and you know, I had done it. There's a bunch of people who had done it, and so people were up for days. And then the Hispanics had been brewing alcohol, what you would call in jail Pruno. I was there fighting a case, and they were brewing alcohol. So after being up for days, all these people, then they started bringing out the alcohol was ready. It had been brewing for, I don't know how long they'd been brewing it for, but it was ready. So they started drinking on top of the crystal meth use being up for days. So anyway, what happened was they also had some tobacco, and they went to the bathroom and they were smoking it. And the guards came in, the you know, Los Angeles County sheriffs, and they had smelled the tobacco smoke. They would probably roll up Bible papers and smoke cigarettes while they were drunk and high. So all of a sudden the guards came in, told everybody, face down on your bunk. Everybody had to face down on their bunk. They said, you guys want to mess up? Your TV is getting taken from you. The dorm next door, they've been good, so we're going to give your TV to them. So we all got up from facing down on our bunks. We looked up, and the TV was gone. They took it out of the dorm. There was one TV in the dorm with 250 people. So the blacks started blaming the Hispanics. The Hispanics started blaming the blacks for whose fault it was that the TV was gone. And all it takes is one punch from somebody of one race to another to start a racial riot. You can't fight one-on-one in LA County Jail unless you're within your race. Like if I'm a white boy, I want to fight another white boy, I have some beef to squash, we could set that up and we'll fight it out and then shake hands after and move forward. If a black man punches a Hispanic man, every black man has to jump and every Hispanic man has to jump. And it's pretty much a mutual understanding that the whites either stay out of it or they jump for the Hispanics. So everybody gets involved. There's a saying with the Hispanics, if you want one bean, you get the whole burrito. So anyway, so they started blaming each other, and I'm on the phone. And all of a sudden, I hear the noise. It gets loud in there. I look back, and I drop the phone, and a racial riot had started. This was the most intense, I would say it went on for about 15 minutes, I would say. The cops lock you in there when you're rioting. Everybody is going, punching each other. I saw a black guy take a broomstick, smash it over something to create a sphere, like a real sphere, and he was freaking stabbing people. This guy's eye was freaking leaking. People were filling water bottles at the fountain, chucking it at each other. They were chanting different things about each other's race and all that. And you have to, as a person, you know, who's there terrified, you know, you got to be fighting people, pretending that you're fighting, doing all this and all that, because after the riot's done, if a white boy saw you hiding or you're not fighting, you're not jumping, then you're going to be beat. I mean, they'll I don't know what would happen, but that's not even an option. So the point is, the cops lock you in there, they shut off the lights, and everyone's just going at it. It's insane. They're flipping over bunks. People are hiding behind bunks. Then it kind of got separated where blacks were on one side of the room, Hispanics and whites were on one side of the room. They're just chucking stuff at each other, running up in the middle, punching each other. The whole dorm of 250 people was absolutely trash. Everyone's pictures all over the place. If you had any personal belongings, you were not getting them back. That was it. The worst part of that whole riot was when they flipped open the door. There was a door that they locked us in the dorm. There was a slot through it. They flipped the slot and they started in with the mace. So first they have a hose with this yellow mace. They spray the whole dorm. They're spraying the whole dorm to diffuse this. They let you go at it for, it had to be 15 minutes before they started in with the mace. So they started with the mace. All you hear is sirens. It was very eerie, extremely intense. I'm extremely lucky to be alive. And they started with the mace. They're macing the whole dorm of 250 people. Then they start throwing in the smoke bombs. The cops throw through the slot in the door. They're throwing in smoke bombs, or they're shooting them in. I don't know how it worked. They were shooting them in. Everyone's on the ground at this point because they're all maced. Everybody's on the ground. Nobody's really fighting anymore. I mean, that was completely the end of the fighting. Everyone's on the ground just trying to breathe. The mace, I had a bunch of chest hair, and I didn't shave it up then. It's getting in my eyes, it's getting in my hair, it's getting in everything, man. It's freaking insane. Then they throw in these bombs that shoot out rubber bullets all over the place, The cops are shooting out these rubber bullets. So between the mace, the smoke bombs, and the rubber bullets, that was worse for me personally, because I only got hit in the head with a water bottle. I was just trying to duck around and try and look, you know, busy, like I'm, you know, involved in the riot, fighting enough so I can, you know, like completely, you know, satisfy what I have to do. I'm just trying to survive in there. I got hit in the head with a water bottle. What the police did in there was way worse than anything. So they got this slot in the door. So one by one, everyone's crawling on the ground. They finally they say, you know, you go to the slot in the door, you put your hands out of the slot, they zip tie them, they open the door, grab you out, and put you in the hallway on the floor, zip tied now. Close the door again. The next person comes up, puts their hands through the door, they zip tie them, they open the door real quick, pull out the next person, puts them in the hallway. 200, they had to do that through 250 people. I was probably the 50th person that got, I was closer to the door, so I got to get out of there quicker while I'm coughing up a freaking lung, you know. I'd been up for days, smoke bomb, all that stuff. It was the craziest situation, man. I am so blessed to be alive. And after that, we were sitting in the hallway. I have never had such pain as I have from that police mace in my eyes. My whole body was burning. My eyes were burning. You're sitting there, and they come at you with this spray after while you're sitting in the hallway. They let you suffer. They spray your eyes, and then they wipe them off with a cloth, and you cannot get enough relief. I mean, it is the most intense, adrenaline-filled feeling in the world, being in a racial riot. And I mean, there were people who got stabbed in there with brooms, and there was only so many weapons. I mean, bunks fell on, metal bunks on people's legs. Unbelievable amount of people went to the hospital. In there, they have their own medical, you know, hospitals. And, you know, LA County Jail has 20,000 inmates at any given time locked up there. It is huge. So then they took us all and they put us in solitary confinement after, because they had to take time to classify everyone. They recorded you right away. They said, what did you see in there? You have to say you saw nothing. And then they put us to another part of the jail, and everybody was in solitary confinement in their own cell. I sat in there for about 2.5 or 3 weeks, I remember, before they transferred me out somewhere else. So I sat in solitary confinement after that, and I was there fighting a case. I didn't know what was going to happen with me then. I hadn't been sentenced yet on that case I was at, so I was just trying to get by. And that's how it is, man, when it cracks off in there. It's no freaking joke, and it's straight up survival mode. I'm telling you, I've been to jails in 3 different states, 4 different county jails in 3 different states. I've been to 2 different state prisons, and that was the most intense, scary situation that I've ever been in jail or prison. That was absolutely insanity. And sometimes I think back to that, man, because I bring it up today because I have terrifying dreams lately. That kind of, I don't know if I got that PTSD or whatever, but those situations, man, feel very real. That fear and stuff that was there. I mean, I was terrified, man. I'm not a tough dude. I was just untreated addict alcoholic, man. And I kept putting myself in horrible situations because I didn't treat my disease, and I ended up in LA County Jail. And when you're in there, man, you're powerless. You have no idea what's gonna happen. So, hey, man, that's what I got for you. There was no really point to the video except to share that experience with you and let you know how crazy things can get when you're in LA County Jail, and just to share a tidbit of one story of what I've been through, man. So that's what I got for you. So it's definitely not worth it. Going to LA County Jail is definitely not worth it. I give it a horrible review. I give LA County Jail an absolutely terrible review. The living conditions are like unbearable. You might wait 3 days before you even get a bed, and you're just sitting on concrete. You're lucky if you get a toilet paper roll so you can put your head down. And then, you know, when I'm in there, I'm detoxing off heroin when I come in and all that. So it's absolutely terrible. So that's what I got together. Let's get this dang muscle. Stay out of jail. God bless all of you. I'm out.